Our mission is to help you learn the English language. We have created easy-to-follow, free educational materials for those seeking knowledge of English.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. As Ms. Tina said, the purpose of my presentation today is to familiarize you with the new EB. As you probably know, EB stands for Electronic Book Player. Our company put the original EB on the market a year ago, but we have since all developed an improved model which we believe will be a big seller in both China and the US.
Ms. Yang, can you tell us in what ways the new EB is better than the old model?
Certainly. First of all, the old model had a rather small screen, so not much information could appear at one time. So on the new model, we have made the screen much bigger and...
Excuse me, but what are the MBPs mainly used for?
Oh, there are many uses and I'll explain them in detail a little later. First, I'd like to...
Before you go on, Ms. Yang, could you tell us if the original EB sold well in the US?
You were right, Mr. Tim. Your colleagues do want to know all about it.
Hi, Paolo, how are things going?
Everything's going very well. The first phase of the project was finished 3 days ahead of schedule. We're on target to complete Phase 2 by the beginning of week 40.
That's good news. What stage are you at now?
Well, we've just finished laying the cabling and we're waiting for the safety inspector to give us the go-ahead to continue. I'm just going to meet him. Do you want to come?
What qualities do you think a senior executive should possess?
Generally speaking, he needs creativity, the ability to communicate, sense of personal responsibilities, the ability to solve problems and so on.
Do you have all these qualities?
Yes, I have all of them. I am totally competent to be a senior executive.
I've been at this for 2 weeks now and nothing's turned up.
You're right. I think it's time to seek professional help.
What do you mean?
I know you don't want to pay for a job, but I think it's time we consulted a headhunter.
You're right. I don't want to pay, but I don't want to live without pay, either.
Ha, ha, ha. I agree. That's not much fun.
Do you have anyone in mind?
Actually, I do.
Who?
Cook & Company does a lot of placements in your field.
Yeah, they do. Anyone else come to mind?
Not at the moment, but I'll let you know. Hello. Is this Anne?
Yes, it is. Kelly?
Yes, it's me.
Do you have a cold?
No, worse than that. I have a flu. I'm in bed with a fever.
Oh, no. What about your presentation today?
I'd like to do it, of course. But I just can't. I'm afraid I'd fall down in the middle of it.
I understand. What should I tell Mr. Morley?
Why not just tell him I'm sick? I'll ring him myself this afternoon.
All right. Have you been to see a doctor?
Not yet. I feel too lousy to go out. Anyway, I have a flu. I know what it is. I don't need a doctor to tell me that.
Do you think you'll be able to come in tomorrow? Or should I call off your appointments for tomorrow too?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe this will all be gone in a day. So it's probably better if you don't call off my appointments. I will call you later this afternoon and tell you what I think.
It's rainy weather today. Maybe it's better if you just stay inside. Make yourself some chicken soup and sleep.
Yes, that's what I plan to do. Except I won't make the chicken soup. Right now I don't think I could swallow more than a spoonful of it.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, I'm very nauseous. It's mostly nausea and a fever.
Well, I'll cancel your appointments for today. And I'll tell Mr. Morley.
Thanks, Anne. Talk to you this afternoon.
Hope you feel better.
Are you Lu Yan?
That's right.
Have you brought your credentials?
Yes, here you are.
Let me have a look.
Okay.
Your resume says you worked at DK Company for 2 years. What were you responsible for?
I was responsible for sales.
Have you received any honorable title personally?
Yes, I was twice singled out as an advanced worker.
Well, considering your qualifications, we believe you would be a suitable candidate.
Good morning.
Can I speak to Miss Cooper, please?
Would you hold on a second, please? Miss Cooper's extension is engaged.
Engaged. Oh, dear. Could you tell her it's a long-distance call?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't interrupt her. I'm sure she won't be very long.
How long do you think she'll be?
I really can't say how long she'll be.
Can I leave a message, please?
Yes, certainly.
Can you tell her I'm waiting to speak to her?
Yes, sir. I'll ring her on an inside line if you like.
Thank you very much.
Paul, a company called me for an interview.
That's great. You need to prepare for it.
How?
Get your hair done at a good hair salon. Tell them you are going for a job interview.
Okay.
Buy a decent suit.
Is a white blouse okay?
Yeah, fine. And dressing shoes.
How about makeup?
Not much makeup. Why do you change your job and apply for a translator?
This job is more challenging and I have longed to be a translator. That's why I came here for an interview.
What do you think are the capacities for a success as a translator?
I think one needs common knowledge, specific knowledge, and professional codes to be a successful translator.
Hello, Fairbrook Consulting. How may I help you?
Yes, this is Julianne Horton, and I'm calling to arrange an appointment with Ms. McNeil.
Certainly. What day were you thinking of?
How's Thursday? Does she have any time available then?
Let me double check. Unfortunately, she's booked solid on Thursday. How does next Monday work for you?
Actually, I've got something scheduled on Monday. Can she do Tuesday?
Sure. Tuesday's perfect. May I ask where you're calling from?
Sure. Merton Financial Advisors.
Oh, actually, Tuesday's no good. Sorry about that. We need someone rather quickly, the sooner the better.
Can I ask what the position pays?
Well, of course depends somewhat on experience, background and that sort of thing. What are you currently earning?
My current salary is in the range of 50,000 yuan.
I see. Including bonus?
Yes, but not including overtime pay. I'm looking for a salary slightly higher than my present one, with opportunities for raises if I work well.
What starting salary would you expect here?
I have to support my parents who are advanced in age, so I'd like to commence at had $2,500 a month.
What are your career goals, Miss Lee?
Let me see. I would like to work my way up to a senior management position with a company such as yours.
Great. It sounds like you might be a good fit. As you know, we're one of the largest brokerage houses in the world. Our daily work is quite hectic, and we're looking for an assistant who can keep us organized, help keep the engines running smoothly, so to speak. Our hours are long, but the overtime pay is good, sort of makes up for the long hours.
What would a typical day be like for me here?
Well, that's the problem. We never seem to have typical days, but you'd spend about 30% of your time on the computer. There would also be a lot of telephone time, setting up appointment, and taking care of a lot of support work.
Oh, yes, I do. My present job is similar in that respect, and I think I'm doing a good job.
Listen, you cannot afford another day off. You've called in sick 5 times in the last 3 weeks.
I know, but I am really sick.
Well, I want a note from the doctor this one, and to be honest, if it continues, we may not be able to have you here.
I understand, sir. I'll bring a doctor's note in tomorrow. I am sorry, Mr. Thomas. Right, Rebecca. Now I see that after graduating from university your first job was
For a local paper in York called the York Herald. Actually, I started with them as an intern in the beginning. I was really keen on getting some experience in the journalistic world, and this seemed like a good first step.
Certainly. And after your internship?
They seemed impressed, and offered me a position as a junior local news reporter. I ended up staying 2 years there actually. I was in charge of the sports news section of the newspaper. I really enjoyed it there, and it really helped me build my skills.
Yes, I see. But you decided to leave them in 2006, right?
Yes, that's right. My husband and I moved to London, and so I managed to find a position with a national newspaper based in London.
The London Weekly, right?
Yes, in some ways it was a step down from my previous job, but it did offer me much better prospects for the future. Excuse me, sir. I've made a tough decision and here is my resignation.
I am sorry to hear that. Why do you want to quit?
I'm sorry to bring up my resignation at this moment, but I've decided to study abroad.
All right, welcome back anytime.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to say that I've really enjoyed working with you. However, I think it's about time for me to leave.
I am glad to work with you, too. Good luck.
Thank you. Peter? This is Stephen from China. I've got the document you want.
Great. Send it to me by FedEx tomorrow morning. Or better, call Federal Express for a pickup. That way I'll get it even earlier.
That'll cost me a fortune.
Don't worry about that. I'll reimburse you as soon as I receive the package.
Okay, I'll try. But I'm not sure Federal Express picks up mail in this city. If that's the case, I'll send the package through Chinese Express mail service.
Okay.
David, we have been doing business for 3 years, haven't we?
Yes. I'm glad we've had very pleasant cooperation in the previous years. And your achievement for promoting our clothes was great in the 3 years.
So, I wish to apply for the sole agency of your product in our local market. If you give us the agency, that will be more substantial for our cooperation.
To be frank, you are not the only one who applies for an agent for us in your country. I'd like to know some ideas of terms on which you would be willing to operate as our agent.
As we are a well-established company, we are very familiar with the customer's needs. Besides, we can make full use of our good connections with the wholesalers and retailers here and develop a good market for your products if appointed as your agent.
Sounds reasonable. I will tell my boss about your agent application. Another question. What do you think is the minimum annual sales you can guarantee?
To be on the safe side, and for garment of all materials, sizes, and styles, I think the amount will be 50,000 pieces a year.
Well, as our sole agency, you will neither handle the same or similar products of other origins nor re-export our goods to any other area outside your own.
No, certainly not.
The bonus season is coming. How much of a bonus can I expect?
I think you will get a big bonus, because you always have high sales.
I hope so. I think you will get a big bonus too. Bonus depends on your performance and you worked overtime almost every day.
Yes, I am expecting to get the bonus. I hope we will both get the salary and bonus.
Hope so.
Good afternoon, CCL Press. Jenny speaking. How can I help you?
Good afternoon. I'm looking for Mr. Alert Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Lee is in a meeting right now. Can I take a message?
Sure. This is Nigel Smith, his personal banker. Could you ask him to return my call?
Nigel Smith. Does he have your number, Mr. Smith?
It's 2,781,731.
2,781,731. Sure. I'll make sure he gets the message.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.